Coach Sess, I've got a question for you. Is it okay to be attracted to a coworker? More specifically, is it okay to be attracted to someone in the gym that I work with, or that I teach, or that I train alongside? The short answer is yes, it is absolutely okay, but you have to understand what to do with it. So let's look at some scenarios here. Let's look at the problems that we don't want to have to solve, because these problems are going to have an impact on the gym. I was telling a friend a story that when you look at social media, a lot of times there's always somebody trying to tear someone else down. And I think that if you consider the consequences, if you had to fix the consequences, you wouldn't see as many people tearing people down. And what I mean by that is if I tear you down, I should be responsible for the cleanup. So if I tear a building down near a pond in a town where it's going to create an environmental issue, I'm probably going to think about tearing it down before any type of destruction. I'm going to plan it out, because on the back end, I'm responsible for all the problems that come with it, not just tearing it down. And we do things that are so easy, and our emotions work the same way. We see someone that we're attracted to, and we think the easy part is just be attracted, express yourself, go for it, everything will be okay. That's not always true. Think about the impact. So think about your situation. For one, are you involved with someone else? Think about the impact that it's going to have on that person. Think about the impact it's going to have in that triangle of this thing you think is a relationship. Think about that impact, because what if the person you are attracted to doesn't know about the other person you're involved with? How are they going to feel when they find out? So you have to think about all these scenarios before you decide that you have a love interest in the gym. And I'm mainly keeping most of this conversation to the gym. I can't tell you what to do in your personal lives, but these are some of the things I've seen in the gym that create issues. And one of the things that always stands out to me is that when there is a negative relationship in the gym, it always impacts the woman. My problem with that is that it's usually the woman who is a better trainee, who is a better instructor, a better teacher. Also, women generally are responsible for the children. I'm not talking about traditional roles or stereotypes or anything like that. I'm just talking about what you see. You normally see a lot of the women taking care of the children. Even women who are in the gym who are childless, they naturally take to the children. They help out. With that being said, when you destroy that relationship in the gym, that woman leaves, 9 times out of 10, those kids will leave. Now, we can play around with the stats in terms of the kids leaving, because they could always just be dropped off. But for the most part, if there's negative feelings toward it, why is that woman going to continue to put her money, her time, effort, and energy into that particular facility, especially if that facility has a negative connotation where she was physically harmed and not just mentally? So when I see this, it bugs me, because like I said, the woman is usually the one that we want to keep. And it's the knucklehead guy that continues to stay around. And then he's around to do it again. And for me, it's a problem. So, guys, a lot of times I am talking to the male female type relationship, but specifically to the guys who are heterosexual and masculine and feel like they're dominant or whatever. A lot of times this is a conversation they don't want to have, but honestly, they don't need to have it with me or any person of authority. They need to have it with themselves. Honest reality check within themselves and ask that question, am I that guy? They really should think about it. And what I would love to see is that a guy approach the situation as if this is my business. Because another thing that he fails to realize is while he's doing these behaviors and the woman leaves because of a negative relationship, a bad engagement, then it's also impacting the business. And that business was there before you were there. So now you're tearing it down. And you need to be responsible for creating a plan of action before you start tearing it down. And that's why I said earlier, you really need to think about your situation, who you are. And this is okay, in my mind, like if you are single, that person's single, you still have to think about your roles within the gym. For instance, if you're an instructor, are you giving preferential treatment to that particular person? If they reject you, do you start antagonizing them during training? Especially if there's contact training, do you beat them up? Do you injure them? Do you talk bad about them? So having a relationship inside the gym can go a lot of different ways. And unfortunately, sometimes these results can be destructive to the individuals and to the organization as a whole. So you just have to be careful. Hey, in the links, I've got some resources for you to check out and listen to. People a lot more expert on this issue than I am, but some of it's relevant. If you're in the military, I'm pretty sure you've had some type of privacy training, some type of behavior training that deals with how you treat other people. These concepts can apply to male-male relationship, female-female relationships, LGBTQ, all that. So think about the concepts being expressed in some of these links and just think about your own situation. I am Coach Sess, and you've had Words with the Mad Coach.